Well, it was a beautiful day in the Capital Region up until about an hour ago. The wind has blown in with some clouds, but still 70 degrees, and overall a very nice night for lacrosse. Alex Pazienza in the cage to our right as Albany in possession off the faceoff. Head coach John Basti pleading his case. Believed that his group was worthy of possession in the opening moments here in this one, but Albany awarded possession back. Alex Pfeiffer scores!
You can see it right there just at the end. Beautiful shot. Both teams going to take a few minutes here, Dan. You can just feel the energy in this stadium. I know we've got nerves up here in the booth, and so these young men, same thing going on here.
Whitcomb fires, and Pazienza the save as Amos Whitcomb was taken down in the NCAA tournament for Sacred Heart. Let's take a look at that one.
You can see just after the play, a hit was a play-on situation, gives the ball back to Albany.
They score, it's 2-0.
Watch it right here. Gets underneath the short stick D-midi, beautiful right-handed shot by Pfeiffer, goes up over top of Pazienza.
That's only for the moment, however, pressure coming from the Danes defense, but possession maintained. Centering pass in front, and they score! What a feed in front of the cage, and Will Moulton, goal number 25 on the year for him.
You'll see it right here. Pacino goes on. Albany a little bit late.
A couple of moves, but defended well. From right to left he goes. Kessering scores!
Beautiful over the shoulders. You'll see it right here, and just a beautiful over the shoulder backhanded shot puts Albany up 3-1.
Keeping Sacred Heart in possession as it's jogged back behind the net by Carson Spooner. Spooner drops the shoulder. Centering pass, he found a man there, and a spinning try by Will Moulton, who is bidding for his second, would not go.
The days of a right-handed overhand and a left-handed overhand are long gone, Dan.
Well, we're seeing that one on display as that sharp angle try from Morgan O'Reilly was turned aside. 4 games for Whitney with under 10 goals against, but he's done it twice in his last 4 as that shot, meanwhile, is turned aside by Pazienza. We saw a few moments ago what he's capable of in this isolation. Kesselring. Couple of jab steps taken down, and the ball is knocked loose. Moulton works on Pacino. Pass is caught, a shot towards the cage that jumped wide. Carson Spooner the chance, knocked in front again, and Ward is turned aside by Whitney.
Sacred Heart poles on the crease are going to really have to make sure they communicate and switch, because Albany plays that 2-man game in there quite well.
Centered in front there for Hogg as it's knocked free. A flag is thrown on the play. 2 seconds and 1, the whistle will blow.
Cause the turnover, clear the ball down. They're going to let some time run off, make sure that the penalty clock expires, and here they go.
Sent back up top for a drive there, they score!
Right here, beautiful shot from about 16. Whitney not able to come up with it.
Sacred Heart looking to even the score, and that one's handled as Jake Ward came from back behind it in front quickly, and a couple of claps from Landon Whitney. Work back up top here is Moulton. Nice dive there in front, and a save made by Whitney. The Danes freshman netminder, and clearly a couple of sharpshooters here able to do so. Moulton heads to his right as Sacred Heart works it around the perimeter and fires, and we are even at 3.
You can see it right there. Just gets top side and is able to get it by. Nice sidearm shot.
But forced back in front, Whitcomb fakes it, spins away from pressure and fires a sneaky one there. Very consistent 8 games this season with either 2 or 3 points. Worked in front, and Richmond is turned aside. Coach Marr spoke at length to us about the energy that Silas Richmond brings. No matter the time of day, no matter the situation, it's forced in front, and they score! Oh. Alex Pfeiffer pull out the hats, and it's 4-3 Dane. They changed it from Luke Romanek, who was the primary face-off man for this Pios team at the beginning of the season, but in a similar way as Coach Basti made the same change in the MAC championship game against Manhattan, and MP Thomas came in and went 8-7.
88 for Albany, Jake Pacino, is that because he handles the ball so well and he's a goal scorer as a long pole, the other poles want to follow suit, and so therefore you get a lot of great stick skills.
He was bottled up on his strong side. Shot from a sharp angle there. That one would not go. Whitney followed it the entire way. Mareshi draws Pacino, who Scott Marr said they usually try to match up on the more athletic members of the offense. The playmakers are not necessarily the leading scorer, and that was a nice play made there by number 88 in white and purple, as that one is turned aside. A leg save made there by Pazienza.
Nice to see from a youngster. Scott Marr just called the timeout there because he had one of his poles in trouble. I think it's a great timeout.
Worked in front, and they score!
Then it stands, but you can see Richmond, nice inside roll, just waited until that defenseman, number 21, Jack Ramsey, brought his stick up right there. As soon as Ramsey's stick came up, Silas kept coming inside and was able to put that one away. Who's going to slide first? Who's going to recover? By getting that ball movement, it keeps the defender's head on a swivel.
Pfeiffer works it low, a pass in front, and they score!
You can see it right there, the pass from Richmond to Hogg. He got himself open inside, and that's what Graydon Hogg will do. 25 goals.
Works it towards Ben Wimmer. Wimmer, shot clock down to 5. Dane's looking for a look. Richmond draws his defender and fires in a save made.
Not wins and losses. I love how they look at that way.
Worked in front there, and Pazienza able to handle it. Is so endlessly proud of his group. When we were chatting with him, you could hear the emotion just starting to talk about his group here in 2024. Here is Pacino. Starting transition, they score!
There it is right there. Anticipated the feed inside and then takes it coast to coast, and a beautiful feed out to Ryan Doherty, the lefty, who snipes it low to high.
Work behind here is Ward. Centered in front, and that one will go.
Jake Ward to Tucker Spencer. It's a real nice man-up offense right there. Cross cage, almost impossible for Whitney.
Their team trails by 3, but is in possession on offense for Sacred Heart. 3 different goal scorers have scored the 4 goals, and that one's handled by Whitney. Rebound, a behind-the-back try there from Ward, and that one somehow did not go. A battle for the ground ball, and possession awarded to the Great Danes. Which team can grab hold of it, as only one on either side in another quick-moving quarter here at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium. Centering pass in front. That one's through. Wow. And the Danes have answered. Jackson Palum finds Twine. It's the freshman attackman out of East Syracuse. 8-4, Albany leading Sacred Heart. 6 consecutive seasons with at least 12 wins and a handful of NCAA tournament appearances. Albany again able to grab possession. Shot clock clicking down, and Pazienza the save on the chance coming through the middle from Hogg, but the whistle will blow.
When we get early into the 4th quarter, we're going to start to get into some of those situations where, yes, if you're in a 4 or 5 goal deficit, you're going to need.
Well, they score anyways.
Murray guarded by LePietro, just able to get his hands free just enough. Landon Whitney, you could tell he wants to have that one back.
Pretty clean game in that regard as well, where you wouldn't necessarily expect man-up opportunities to play a major role here in the 4th quarter, as we're about a minute in. Albany on their offensive possession, controlled by Alex Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer got the scoring early, started early, and Silas Richmond continues.
Right there, and then Silas Richmond from 15 yards. And once again, I don't think Pazienza saw this.
And that appears to be what's happening as Jackson Palum knifes his way to the middle and fires, and Pazienza will make the save Up in the air, rebound to the Pios. A nice play inside and a save made by Whitney. The move was nice, the save was nicer. Sideline and the coaching staff of the of the Pioneers, as Morgan O'Reilly was the one who was leading it. Sent in front, backdoor feed, and they score. What a feed in front, and it leads to the goal for Jake Ward.
Real nice answer by Sacred Heart. Look at that. Oh, excuse me, that was not Johnny Morgan. That was Carson Spooner.
On the Great Danes know to at least keep a head up for it. Ward from behind the net. Good battle past that far post. Not allowing any shots to go. Worked up top. A shot there and a save made by Pazienza on the chance from Dougherty. Parker Emmett, the one that got the green light to try it. Down to 5. Danes with one more try. And it's the one that matters most for Silas Richmond. Oh my.
Watch this. Falling down with the stick head almost on the turf. Goes low to high. Just a beautiful snipe right there by Mr. Richmond.
Ben Wimmer with an individual effort there. Dougherty scores!
You can just feel it, Dan. And there is number 1, Ryan Dougherty with the left hand.
The Pios 13 wins in 17 games this season, a perfect 9-0 in the MAC. They average 13.7 goals per game. They've scored 6 against the Danes defense, and the Danes offense may have just scored the clincher. It's 12-6.
Beautiful shot by Pfeiffer right there. His 4th goal of the day, Dan. And travel on Tuesday is a tall task, and right now I think we're seeing that. They haven't been able to bring that energy that they typically have.
Richmond, oh, and another beauty. Add that one to the highlight reel.
Look at this right here, folks. Right there, he gets his hand free. Oh, my goodness. You want to talk about crafty? You want to talk about... So they got over that hurdle. They knocked out Vermont last year in the semis, and then they knocked them out this year in a 1-goal game here in the finals. Great to see Sacred Heart competing there to the end. That's number 22, Tucker Spencer.
Let's take a look.
You can see it right there. The feed from behind. Spencer finishes it.
A couple of different faces getting time on the field for Coach Scott Marr, and the countdown is on. 10 seconds to go. After winning the America East Tournament for the 10th time, the Dane train keeps on rolling, and Albany is very much alive and has a date with the #1 team in the nation on Sunday afternoon.